Well, yeah, so the last couple of days have been amazing, being welcome on board to DNA as their partners, them incubating us, them backing us. It's really good just to be part of the DNA family, to see how they treat their clients, how they treat their portcos, their projects. Did some amazing events, spoke at some events, did some amazing networking. You can probably hear I'm losing my voice. Um, it's been phenomenal. It's been amazing to be welcomed on board of the DNA team, to be incubated by them, to be backed by them, to be, for them to be our ambassadors, for us to be sponsoring their events. There's just a great vibe at their events. The level of networking is just phenomenal. Some of the contacts, some of the meetings we've had, stay tuned, like some amazing things are coming. And just, you almost feel like celebrities walking into some of these big events, and you get the red carpet treatment, you can get through the door straight away, you don't have to queue up. And people know that when you're part of DNA, you're a serious company. So it's really good. DNA and the situations in Dubai, they will open the door, but you still have to walk through the door. You still have to talk the talk. You still have to do what you need to do. But to be honest, we don't really, the way that we've been running EstateX for the last 4 years, we haven't even been waiting for people to open the door. We've been finding the doors, we've been building the doors, we've been creating the doors. So now to be at this late stage, so close to the launch on June the 18th, for somebody to actually open these doors for us, it just makes things 10 times easier. And the reception has been phenomenal. And obviously now is the right time for RWA. From the DNA, from Brock, from the contacts that we have, from just the great marketing and the great stuff that we've been doing with EstateX already, doors are just naturally opening. People are seeing the t-shirts. It was a great idea, obviously, for us to be wearing the t-shirts, because we don't understand the impact that we've had so far on the RWA market. So when we're walking in these events, like, oh, Bart, Steve, I can see the t-shirt, like, you know what I mean? Even when we walked into an event, Mario came straight up to us, shook our hands as he's walking through with his big entourage, his men in black, the sunglasses, the bodyguards, the cameras, all of that stuff, the security. He's walking through, everybody's parting like the Red Sea, and then he stops to actually come out of his line to come and shake our hands, because he's noticed the logo. If he wasn't wearing the branded t-shirt, we couldn't do that. And there's so many people who've seen and clocked the logo or the unicorn loading on the back, and just said, oh, you guys are the EstateX boys, we've seen this, we've seen that, we saw this video, we saw a use case video, we've heard about this, we want to know more, somebody sent me your pitch deck. So sometimes you take for granted when you're so deep in something and you feel like, you're making progress, but you don't see the wood through the trees. But then when you actually take a step back and you come to a place like Dubai, and people are actively approaching you, bigging you up and saying they've been following us for so long, they're looking forward to launch and congratulating us, and really complimenting what we've been doing. It's very surreal, to be honest, and that's what's been happening. So yeah, the merch has been working. I think like Dubai's always been that situation. It's that city that literally nobody's from Dubai, but everybody comes here for one reason. We've said it before on other vlogs, that people are coming here for positivity, to better their lives, to make money, to further themselves, to level up. And there's just that atmosphere of people leveling up out here. So the networking out here is phenomenal. But it's not just Dubai, even just crypto side of things. I've never been in a certain niche where you can walk into an event and meet 20, 30 millionaires in 1 hour, and they're generally interested to speak with you. You've got their contact details, and obviously you can collaborate and do things with them moving forwards. That's a lot from crypto. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like not everybody can do that. You have to have something about you. You have to have a great project. You have to have a foundation. These guys are big guys. They're sharks as well. They'll smell bullshit if you try and feed it to them. So once they actually see that you're genuine, they actually see that it's a great product, they see the work that's been put in, they really do commend us. And yeah, big things are happening. It's just that some people look at us and they'll see the hype, they'll see Brock, they'll see Remax, they'll see DNA, and we're at the DNA event, and be like, oh, well, I do this technical thing. Really love to work with you guys. And it's trying to figure out that win-win situation. Everybody's now wanting to jump on the EstateX because of the hype. But realistically, it's a situation where we don't really fully know and understand how we can work with everybody, Yeah, so it's just like a lot of people want to work with us, and we can't work with everybody, and it has to make sense as well, It has to make sense though, you know what I mean? So like when we've worked as hard as what we're doing, there's so many people that we can work with, but there's a lot of people now that see us as the A side, and oh yeah, well, we want you to do this, we want you to do that for us. I'm like, okay, but it has to also, people asking us some crazy questions like, oh, we want to jump in your licensing, we want to do this, we want to collaborate with you on this, we want you to promote us over here. And I'm like, okay, but it has to make sense to us, you know what I mean? Some people would bring funding, but most people wouldn't. They're just asking for particular favors type of thing. So like for me to politely say to people, no, like we've worked our asses are for 4 years to get to this position. We can't just skip you to the front of the queue for a favor. We don't even know you. We don't know your reputation. And, you know, we have a community of investors that we need to kind of like show that we're really doing the right DD with who we're partnering with. So that's why you only see us working with the top quality people and partnering with the top quality people.
Well, the person or the party that you would take on, what value would they bring for you to see?
It's literally how long's a piece of string in crypto. There could be from funding to branding to community to infrastructure to technology, whatever the situation is. But the people that we do work with, like DNA, can bring some phenomenal value. But one thing that I want to say, like with DNA, the team is just amazing. It's not just about their reputation, it's about working with people. You know, people do business with people, and really they are really good people. I've known Chris, the CEO, and his wife for probably over 1.5 years now. And for me, it's not just the big things that people do, but it's the small things as well. Like Chris and his wife, like shout out to you guys. They probably don't even know what they've done or the impact that they've had or the impression that they've made, but just little things that they did a year ago or little gestures that they made 6 months ago or 18 months ago at the previous events in Dubai where the floods were there. I remember that, you know what I mean? And it makes me feel like makes me know that they are very good people. So we know that we're really in good hands with DNA. And then you've got people like Jake. Literally, he's sorted everything for us. He's been the glue that's held it all together. So thank you, shout out to you, Jake. The events coordinator, I don't think I have his name, but he was there yesterday, you know, making sure that everything went okay with the presentation. Even when we went to the networking event at the end, he was making sure that we had the right wristbands, we were situated correctly. Everybody wanted to make sure that EstateX was just comfortable and part of the whole DNA experience, from the networking to the speech to the bars to the evening stuff is phenomenal. And also, last but not least, shout out to the Happy Russian. You know who you are, and anybody who's part of DNA knows exactly who I'm talking about with the happiest Russian in the world. And there's many other people in DNA, and obviously Brock is one of the reasons why we're there. His business partner Scott, all phenomenal people as well. So I want to shout out to DNA, and also want to do a thank you and a shout out to Brock as well. Obviously, you remember he came to meet us at the Nikki Beach Resort. And you know, he didn't need to come and meet us. Like, this is a guy that travels around the world, that gets paid for 10-15 minute speech appearances. He came and gave us an hour of his time for EstateX, you know what I mean? And he didn't need to do that. And he wore the merchandise as well. And you know, I could tell when he came over. I don't know if you guys know this about Brock or if you've seen this about Brock, but he wears a different color outfit every day. So he has a red day, a pink day, a blue day, a purple day, and he's a quite spiritual guy. We'll save it for another video, or we'll ask him personally, but there's a reason why he wears a certain colored outfit each day of the week. And he's set and he doesn't change that. So when he came over, it was red day for him. And I could tell he was quite busy in the zone with other things. And you know, I asked him to wear the t-shirt and he gave me that look. I could tell he didn't really want to wear it. He looked at me like, Steve, really? You can see I'm wearing red, I'm red. You really want me to do this? But you know, he did it. He did it for the EstateX community. You know, he was already well put together for whatever he needed to do. And he went to the bathroom and he changed and he came out in his EstateX t-shirt, which was absolutely phenomenal. And it's just, again, for me, the little things that people do to show their dedication and their passion. And you know, he's not just backing us financially and backing us with advisors, he's just really wholeheartedly backing us. And that's what Brock is, and the type of human that he is. When he's in, you know what I mean? And when he kind of like gives his heart to something, he really is passionate about it, and he's passionate about EstateX, and he's always been a big supporter of ours. So just want to say, like, thank you to you, Brock. And you know, we got some amazing content from him, which we can't wait to show you guys, the EstateX community. It's quite long, so we'll probably split it up into like little 5-10 minute videos leading up to launch, but there's some amazing gems that he dropped. And I think even you, Asad, behind the counter, I think you messaged me and it made me smile as well, because you've worked with some really, really big people within this industry and you're very accomplished, and you said that was one of the highest valued interviews and valuetainments, I think you called it, that you'd ever seen. So that was like a huge compliment, and you know, shout out to you and to Brock.
Yesterday's event, did you learn something new yesterday? Was there something somebody said that
Did I learn something new? Yeah, like loads, like literally, you always have to be a student to the game. And you know, every day is a school day, as you say, and we're with EstateX, as you guys know, we're very humble. We're not cocky. We always like to innovate. We always like to grow. We always like to adapt. We always like to listen to people. So even from the pitch, you know, Jake came over after and said like the pitch was great. It was amazing. I want to give you these couple of notes for like the next pitch, the next roadshow. And you know, I took on everything they said on board and thought, you know what, these are really good notes, because there's certain things that you would pitch to one type of audience, or certain things you would pitch to another type of audience. The Chris and his wife, again, the little gestures that I was talking about before from Chris and his wife, the CEO of DNA. I was at a table eating, and he needed some of the main speakers coming over from Tau and Alpha to sit and eat at the table. And there was other people on the table. They cleared everybody out from the table, but they said, Steve, you should stay. And they whispered, said, stay, because it's going to be a really, really high value conversation. And I stayed, and it was a very, very, very high value conversation. I can't say too much about the conversation because there's proprietary things that DNA are going to be doing and launching. Definitely EstateX and the EstateX community will be involved with this as well. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, the stuff that I was learning about certain things, certain technologies, certain stuff that's probably not going to be really public for another year or two is just absolutely phenomenal. And just the use cases, the utility, and how that can actually be something that we can be offering to our investors in the near future as well. And seeing these multimillionaires excited about it, planning to do these $100 million projects around it, all of that information I got yesterday. So like literally every single day in crypto, you're learning so much. I always say in crypto, it's like 1 month in crypto is like 1 year in the real world. So if you do like a year in crypto, it is like 12 years in the real world, you know. So it's like, if somebody says that they've been in crypto for like 3-4 years, it's not like they're new to it, they really are veterans. If somebody says they've been in crypto for 10 years, then you better believe they are massively veterans. So even in these sort of situations where you're learning for a week or two, you just pick up so much.